Hello, I'm Debbie from New South Wales, Australia, and I am here with my October 2021 cross stitching update. It is the 11th of November, and I hope this video finds you all well. If you are returning, I thank you. If you're new to the channel, I hope you find a project within this group that you may be interested in following to completion. October, I got to see the children and the grandchildren again, which was just delightful. Had the grandchildren for 3 days and nights, gave the parents a break, gave my husband and I just a joyful time. My son came down the following weekend, did some tech support on my lighting settings and bits and pieces, and I hope it really shows in this video. On top of all that, October, the last weekend in October was to be our Mittagong Stitches retreat, which we were unable to attend due to lockdown, borders closure and so forth. So again this year we had the retreat online, and there were generous designers and businesses that offered surprises, and Michelle from Mich Stitch on Flosstube and Kerry from Creative Kurator on Etsy put together a great retreat, great challenges that just made the weekend so good. Got to see people you'd met a couple of years ago again online, but fingers crossed for next year. I'm sure we'll get together next year. So to start this video, I thought I'd just go through the projects that I worked on for that retreat, a slightly different order to normal. One project that had already had its monthly stitching I also bought out for the retreat was Sarah Hanley 1947. This is from Mojo Stitches, and I was able to use it for 3 different challenges over the weekend. I'll try and do the generous people who donated prizes justice. Down the Rabbit Hole magazine had a challenge where we had to do 200 stitches on a design by an Australian designer, and of course Mojo Joe is an Australian designer. Creative curated challenge, Kerry had a project that had a tree in it. Well, I've only just started it over here, but that's the top of the tree, and there'll be one either side of the building. And Divana Lee Divine's challenge was 200 stitches on a sampler, which again is qualified. So another 600 plus stitches was done on this, on top of its 1200 odd that I usually do a month, and that shouldn't be there. We'll just move that out of the road. It is a lovely pattern. I'm so enjoying it, and I'm even enjoying doing the house or the building. This is being done on 40 count vintage coffee from JX Stitch on Etsy, and it was my birthday start. The only challenge I did not have anything currently I could work on, because I was up to date on the Cryptidisau, was from Once Upon a Needle Minders challenge, was 200 stitches on a spooky project. So of course I had to start, and I found this one on Etsy. This is called Like Pumpkin Boss, and I believe it was designed by Malaysian Yana. It is just so cute. I've never seen anything like it, and I managed to get his body done. His body done, and some of his head for the 200 odd stitches. There's more than 200 there. There are some stitches here, come here, that you can only faintly see in the grey, and I was a bit worried about that, because this is 40 count 40 count. I believe it's 40 count Twilight by Weeks Dye Works. But those colours are inside the horse. There are lighter ones around the edge, so I think I'll be fine. But again, what a cute pattern. Look at the horse. He is so cute. Another design I worked on, which again had its stitches, and it is a bit hard to show the photo. It is the owl from Adriana. I finally worked out that says, when you look closely, Adriana. I got this from, I bought this project from my Crystacom on Etsy, and I have got the owl's face done. I haven't got it fully out because it's due for some more stitching. I'm on the downhill slide now, it's all going to get smaller. I did 200 stitches for the teaser, which is Taryn's bags, project bags on Etsy, I believe. 200 stitches on an animal, and I used the owl for that. This owl also had its normal stitches done. I left the eye and the beak for the retreat, and this is part of the Only 40 Once sale by Animal Instincts. I think it's the only project left that I'm working on, and he's lovely. So I've only got to just finish his little bit of the body, and then I'm on the downhill slide going down to the tip of his right wing. The next challenge was by Mojo Stitches, and it was 200 stitches on a project with flowers. I could have found one, but I decided on another new start. This was in the April 2020 Just Cross Stitch magazine. It is by Arlene Cohen from Works by ABC, and it's just called Lavender Biscornu. And I got the 200 stitches done, but I was able to finish it before the end of the month as well. That is being done on Dappled Light, which is a leftover piece, I believe, of my Funky Menagerie piece. Come on, focus. It is just so lovely. Using Purple Haze from Colour Streams. Bit of fluff there, get off. I've done the other side ready to put it together. I'm going to take them to work. I've got a fair few bits of finishing because I won't be showing you all my projects this month because I've been doing a lot of Christmas stitching and I've got a lot of finishing to do. But this is quite lovely, and that thread is beautiful. Again, it is Purple Haze from Colour Streams. Was listed below. Another new start that I started for, I believe it's Paddock Laine Designs. Paddock Laine Designs, yes. 200 stitches on a design with a house. This was on the queue to start. I just hadn't got to it because I was waiting on getting fabric from 123 Stitch. This is the 4th in the Blackburn series Magical Mystery Tool. Long winding road, and of course there is a house. I got the 200 stitches done. I did have grass done and leaves in the tree, but they were so greeny brown. I took them all out, and now it's ready to roll to put the next. I've substituted it for just a brighter green, so it just shows up a bit more on this fabric, which is 40 count granite. I got from Picture This Plus 123 Stitch before the doors or the borders stop there. project that I had worked on through my normal stitching was Lawn Dog Samplers Anzak. I had hoped to get to the third corner. I didn't in my normal stitching, but I used this for 2 challenges. Let me get it. 2 challenges. And I have got to the third corner over there. I'm ready to work down there. So I have got to the third corner. I use this for the Punk Poodle patterns, which is Michelle from Mich Stitch. 200 stitches on a project which contains insects. And there are ants and other insects all through these. I did hope to get to an ant, but I was so determined. I don't think I did. They're little butterflies. But there is an ant in the design. Did I get him done? Let me have a look. Oh, you can't see him because he hasn't got his back stitching done, but nope. Over here is his little body in relief, and he just needs his back stitch, and he is a little ant. So here's my little insect for this project, and I also used it for Jay's X Stitch, again on Etsy, beautiful fabric and threads, and I used it for 200 stitches with a variegated thread. And I am using on this is fabric I just dyed myself, and I'm using it is called Khaki by Dinky Dyes is the thread, and it's just on a 40 count linen. So it'll come out again now. I believe that top corner is tricky. It'll just give me a few other things I can, count on to make sure I don't make mistakes. The only change I've done is I changed the word that was here, and I actually changed it to Anzak. And it's Anzak as we use in Australia. The last project I worked on as part of the challenges was Christmas Elegance from Christmas Elegance from Mirabilia, and this was that's the thread I was going to substitute for Long and Winding Road. This was done for the Liz Rush challenge. Liz makes jewelry among a lot of other crafts. She's a very crafty lady, Liz, and it was either 50 beads or 200 stitches on a project. So I did more on this. Excuse it being in the Q snaps, it's just in the perfect place. I want to sort of get most of that green done, and then I've got the pleasure of a face to go. This is being done on, and excuse my cat Darcy, 32 count Shimmering Azure from Under the Sea Fabrics, and it is lovely. It is lovely. Come here. Come here. I think you've only been in the video once. Let's say hello. Be nice. So this is Darcy. Darcy is a blue Burmese who believes he owns the world and he can do whatever he likes. And every time I'm in here working or talking or stitching on the video, he tends to think that I've gone mad and I need someone to talk to. But he does rule the roost, and he's very, very vocal, aren't you? Okay, no, they're licking. Nope, you can go now. Go talk to your father. we go. The thing I've got to be careful is I'll be sitting here minding my own business and people can see him come in, but I don't, and he jumps up and scares the willies out of me. Next, I'm just going to flash the rest of the, oh, actually, next I'll do finishes. Before the finishes, I have made the decision finally, and I have UFO'd Kringles. I can't get the black to work. I think it's the fabric because I'm using a beige fabric and it's beiger than what's showing there. I think I'm going to pull a grey fabric and I will start again. I hate the fact I've done so much of that brickwork and mortar, but I just don't pull it out, and it's not worth keeping it there if you're not going to work on it. This month I've also had a few finishes, I think 5 in all. Lavender Biscornu was 1. I've got 2 here, and the other 2 were Christmas gifts that I won't be showing. I'll show once they've been delivered. But I have finally finished the Long Dog Sampler crossword. This I was working on for my daughter and son-in-law as a wedding piece. My daughter loves the crossword effect of things, and their wedding colours were red, black and white. So this was just done on 40 count white opal linen, and when I went to put their initials in, it really interfered with the words. So much to some people's horrors, I actually put their favourite characters in, which is Darth Vader, and there's a little fire wing. I don't know if you can see that, let me get in closer. There's a little fire wing fighter in the corner, and Belle with the rose, and I put their initials and the surname, and there is their date. If I stop shaking. So they are very happy with it. I have bought the frame. Oh god, here it comes. I have bought the frame, so I will probably pop a photo in. Not the phrase there, I thought was a cat. I'll pop a photo in when it's framed, but I'm really happy with how that finished. No jumping. The next finish I had was Real Comfort from Modern Folk Embroidery. It's a lovely pattern. I'd seen it for so long, seen so many people doing it, and just finally pulled the pin because I had this beautiful silk PR155, and oh, this is coming out exactly how is it. Don't do that, excuse me. It's just coming out exactly the colours, and I hope that's going to come through. Don't you dare, don't you dare. Come on, back. Get off the purchases. The purple sort of the fabric, the PR155 from Silks for You, was really a perfect match for that fabric, which is Thunderstorm by Silk Weavers in a 32 count Lagana. And basically that is done, some of it in 1 strand, some in 2. I don't know why, I just sort of forgot. So used to working on 40 count, but I kept it consistent as I went along with the thicknesses, and I love how it turned out. And that's another one for the Pride and Prejudice wall if I get my act together. Next, I've got the whips I worked on, and I'm actually reversing it today for something different. I'm starting from the last of them. The Templar Prophecy, Long Dog Samplers. Yes, Long Dog Samplers. Yes, Long Dog Samplers. I love this. Hope it's going to hang all right. I'm doing it in greys. No. Excuse me one moment. Here. There's your rug. Come on, there's your rug. Get in there and be quiet. Come on. Okay. I'm doing this in PR611 is the variegated thread running down the sides and in various areas of the project. I picked 3 greys out of that colourway because I didn't want stripes in this one, and there's just touches here and there of red and black. I'm happy with it so far, and I've had to colour in a sample to make sure I don't, you know, end up with 2 colours in the same place. And I've actually just started, I thought I'd do the dark part up the top. I've just started all that dark part to do that oval up the top, because that has to be dark, and then I'll be able to work the colours around it. And I intend to hopefully get that one out more often. I haven't been, but I intend to get it out more often these days. Needle. Good boy, good boy. Monthly temperature chart is a free chart from Jardine Privé. I have finished October. As you can see, we don't get many hot days. We don't get many. Well, this year probably should have actually done last year, because last year was a bit horrendous with the weather. But 2 more months to go, and it definitely shows you when you go to websites or whatever, they talk about the town I live in, and they say it's a temperate climate. As you can see, I think there's only 4 really, really cold days, though we generally are quite chilly, but really cold days. And we had 4 in a row up the top there, and a few of really hot ones in summer, but we'll see what these last 2 months bring. Merry Christmas, our forest embroidery. Love this. I'm doing this with Anne, and she did send me the photos of the ones she has done on her black fabric, so I will insert them later so you can actually see it on the black. There's been a lovely lady on Instagram at the moment who did a tutorial on how she finished hers. I will try and get her name and put it below, and I'll have a look at that as you go. I've got all the backing circles. I bought 4-inch cake boards from a cake decorating place, so I've got everything I need to do it, but I'll do it all in one hit eventually. It won't be finished for this Christmas. I'm not as clever as that lady. And this month I got the 3rd one done because I'm doing it in order. Merry Christmas, and this is R. And just love those little reindeers. And that's Santa for a small number of, a very small number of stitches. He is very, very effective. He's lovely. I'll come closer, and sorry about the squeaking of the chairs. Love it. And again, I will pop in Anne's black that I spoke about last time. She's doing it on black fabric. Cryptid Sau. I'm so enjoying this, learning a lot about so many cryptids that I wasn't aware of. I am doing this on 40 count ostrich egg from XJudesign, XJudesigns that I coffee and tea dyed. The newer ones, the Cupra, Hopkins Goblin and Frogman, I believe, were the February ones. Another one came in last night, no, Friday night. So now I've done the video, I'll be able to get out and play catch up. and get him up to date, and that will be the first date done. Filipina. Bellatrix. This is being done as part of a birthday sale for Julie from Kansas School in the Colorado world. I haven't totally undone it this time because I'm working across the middle panel. Oh, look how good that fabric comes out now. Yay for sons and tech support. I haven't done the back stitching yet, but already that book is amazing. I've seen Gary from Sunshine Stitches and his book is cross-stitched and it is amazing. So everything below that is completed. I'm working my way up, and it would be nice if I got finished by the end of the year, but it'll probably be January or February. But I'm just so happy how now with the lighting all fixed, I hope you can see it because it is beautiful, and I just lucked out on the placement. You've got the green trees here, and how the fabric just keeps going green is just lovely. It's a beautiful fabric. I'm not sure you can get it anymore. You can get, it's called Stormy Sky from Sew It All in Australia. This is a 28 count, and because I had to use this fabric, that is why it's on a 28 count. I knew it would match up for it. But I started this on the 29th of the 1st, and the hashtag's Bellatrix birthday sale. And the colours are lovely. Gecko Rouge B from Lorna Laine. Again, another one. Kerry from Animal Instincts made me do. And I've got both the wings done. I'm so happy those wings are done. The wings and the body are done. I'm just going to merrily work on the background. I don't know what percentage I'm up to, but I was just so happy. I was so happy. There are so many colours in those wings. If it focuses, come on. The charting is amazing. The design is amazing. Well, I think I don't know, might move it down now and start from the bottom and work my way up and just get as much as I can get done. Again, I've got a fair bit to go, but I've got the joy of seeing that bee as I go along. So I'm right at the left hand edge, and there's not much side with side, but up and down there is a fair bit. But it'll be nice to get some of those flowers done too. And the last one, good boy, last one, yeah, good boy. A stitch in time. Super sized, max colours, a stitch in time, artwork by Aimee Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And yeah, same story. I thought super sized meant it was a large size pattern to read. This is my only HAED. It may only be my only like big, well, the B's full coverage, but these really big ones. But then again, it's because I'm at the wrong end of my lifespan. The details are fantastic, just beautiful. I'm coming down now into my first little picture. You can just see, and you can just see, I think that's her hair, and there's a lady sitting there. The windows are coming in up the top over here. It's like she's sitting in her room in front of a big double set of windows, stitching away. Let's see if I can. It is, come on. Oh. That little girl doing a stitching in the room near the fan. That's what I'm up to. And like others have said, I will not be sorry to see the end of those pink damn flowers. Only because like the centre of them have got one colour of about 6 different pinks. But I am loving that, and it's really funny. You stitch and stitching and then you walk away and look at it and then you actually see everything that comes in. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Purchases. I'll keep it to a minimum. I'll quickly flick because you see these from a lot of other people. The monthly threads from Gentle Arts, Classic Colourworks. Get back on there. Classic Colourworks. This one's had a party when I wasn't around. Weeks Dye Works. I get those from a Stitch in Time in Tasmania. The ones that are less common, these are from Colour Streams. I talked about them when I showed you the Lavender Biscornu. This is the second lot of these. They send you their inspiration, which is the picture of that caterpillar. So again, you can see the greens and the oranges, and you pay for the 5 and you always get the extra. And the extra this time is the thicker nasturtium, the thicker one at the end, which is the same colour as the middle orange. And they are beautiful. I love that midnight one. I'll drop down so you can see the names. Come on, don't wobble. So Colour Streams, beautiful. I also, after a long wait, not their fault, just borders, and I suppose I was lucky to get it at all, I got my piece of 40 count Phantom from Rogue Stitching. It did take a long time. What I am seeing is the actual colour, but you know, I was lucky it got on the plane at all, because the Australians know that 123 Stitch won't send to us anymore. The parcel sits at the airport, and then eventually the airport just sends it back to 123 Stitch, saying they can't deliver them, which is bizarre. But that may change now the borders are opening, the international as well as the states. There's a few of our states that haven't yet. Also, as part of the Mittagong retreat, there are a lot of designers and companies that offered us discounts and so forth for the time of the treats. I took advantage, and I was picking out my favourite colours of the cottage garden threads. And I noticed they're all in the colour pack for Bushland Quaker from Mojo. I particularly love the Waratah and the Gum Nut. They're just beautiful and they stitch up so well. Sorry, they're all in the plastic. Waratah, Gum Nut, Waratah, Clivia, Flax, Vintage Rose, Tea Rose, and Oregano, we call it. And I also got some Indian sari that had been stripped as a finishing fabric, and Joe also sent me this, and isn't that beautiful, that duck egg, it's a duck egg blue, it's a beautiful, these threads are just beautiful, they truly are. That's my stitching that I did in October. I have been looking at what I intend to do next year. The next couple of months, this month and next month, is going to be getting the Christmas stitching done. But on New Year, New Start, I'll be starting the Drawn Threads sampler of stitches. I'll pop a picture in because I haven't got there's 9 pieces of the pattern here with me at the moment. I have been working with a store called Stitch in Willoughby in Sydney. Sydney has been absolutely fantastic about working with me to see what actual fabric I want to use on it. I made the decision, so I'll give them a call and see how we go about getting that. So I've got the threads organised, they're coming, the fabric's here, I've got all the patterns, so I'll be right to go. I will be doing that with, or along with, Stitching Mummy from England. No, I think she's in America. And other people. When the SAO hashtag comes through and I find out the others, I will sort of list their names below. If you're interested in joining, it's a pattern that I've wanted to do for a long time, and it's just been sitting there, and this is my excuse. And I was actually thinking to myself, what am I going to do for my New Year, New Start? And when it was mentioned, I thought, nope. Sarah said she was going to start it. Did anyone want to do it? And I thought, yeah, me. So there's a push to start it. Other than that, I have been stitching a lot, or as much as I can. There was a lot of nights I didn't stitch because when I moved everything around, the back paid for it for quite a long time. So I'd come home after work and just wake up early hours of the morning. Like I said, I got to see the grandkids, got to see my children. It was just, it's so nice to be back on a normal flow family wise. And I believe by the 1st of December, most of New South Wales will be totally out. There won't be any restrictions, and he's looking forward to meeting everyone in person at the Mittagong retreat in 2022. Thank you for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next month. Bye.